Hello friends, today we are going to look at a very basic problem related to strings in Python, that is to check whether a given string is a palindrome or not. For that we are going to write a method that returns true if a string is palindrome and false otherwise. Let's understand this with an example. Consider a string NITIN. If you notice, this particular string is a palindrome, and that's because if you read it from left to right or right to left, it's the same string. It's NITIN both the ways. So that's a palindrome. Next, let's consider another string ABC. This particular string is not a palindrome. That's because A and C are not equal, so it's not a palindrome. This might have given you a basic idea about what a palindromic string is. Next, let's solve this by code. We will define a function called isPalindrome that takes in input string as an argument and returns boolean. Initially we will initialize two variables, left and right. Left will point to the first index in the string and right will point to the last index in the string. And the idea here is to compare the character in the left index and the right index of the string, and they should be equal in each iteration. And by each iteration I mean in the end of the iteration we are going to increment left by 1 and decrement right by 1. That's the reason we have ran the loop while left is less than right. And whenever this property is violated, we will return false. That's inside the loop. And if it doesn't violate, we will return true in the end of the loop. Let's test this code. So it works fine for ABC. Let's test it for a palindrome. Yeah, that returns true. Let's test it for a single character and multiple characters that are same. Yeah, so the code looks good. And if you see, it works for the empty string as well, and this can be changed. The time complexity is O of n because program iterates over the string once, and the space complexity is O of 1. That's because we just need two variables irrespective of the size of the string. Let's extend this method to check if a substring is palindrome. Let's define the method is substring a palindrome, and this method should take in input string start index and end index as arguments, and it should tell whether the substring starting from start index and ending at end index is a palindrome. And for that we have to just do one thing, like initialize left with start IDX and right with end IDX, and then the whole code will look same. So we will copy and paste that. Let's now test this change. Now that we have seen multiple test cases passing, let's look at the space and time complexity. So they are going to be same because we are going to loop through the whole string only once at max, and the space is also constant. Thanks for watching this video. Please share your feedback in the comments section below.